Let's be brutally honest, Silverstone trembled under a red roar. This wasn't a regular Friday. It was the day Lewis Hamilton, draped in Ferrari red, made it clear that his first podium with the Scuderia is no longer a dream. In FP1, his lap wasn't just quick. It was a statement. Data reveals a delta that silenced the expected order, leaving Charles Leclerc stunned and many fans speechless. Hamilton topped FP1, followed it with P3 in FP2 and whispered, "I can dream of having a strong weekend." That's not humble optimism, it's a veiled threat. The 9-time winner at Silverstone shook Ferrari out of complacency. He admitted the car still needed tweaks after FP2, but the message is clear. Ferrari is rising, and Hamilton is taming the SF-25 like a predator reclaiming territory. Meanwhile, Leclerc, while acknowledging McLaren and Red Bull's strength, couldn't hide his unease. "We still need to find some pace in qualifying," he said. The game is shifting, and Hamilton is already thinking about Sunday as the stage for a breakthrough. The grandstands, painted Ferrari red, buzzed with anticipation. Could Hamilton's blend of high-speed corner mastery and home soil pressure finally ignite? A British Grand Prix would be a really special place to claim his first Formula One podium with Ferrari, he said. That wasn't a Sunday comment, that was a Friday warning, and the storm is just beginning. What they didn't show you in the official broadcast was this. While Leclerc's setup shifted lap after lap in search of a sweet spot, Hamilton's car behavior remained eerily stable, almost surgical. Behind that smooth FP1 lap was a setup choice that exposed a deeper truth. Lewis finally found the ride height and aero balance window that Ferrari engineers had been chasing for half a season. He wasn't just fast, he was confident in corners where the SF-25 used to betray him. Sector 2, in particular, told the story. Through Copse and Maggots Beckett's, Hamilton's throttle application was earlier, more assertive. That's not just engineering, that's emotional trust in the machine, a turning point. Meanwhile, Leclerc, despite finishing P2 in FP2, was seen gesturing animatedly in the garage. His radio revealed a key line. "I still can't feel the rear in turn 13. That single sentence? A crack in the armor. While Hamilton sharpened his weapon, Leclerc was still negotiating with his own. This wasn't about milliseconds, it was about clarity. And right now, Lewis sees the battlefield far better. Because under the surface of a balanced Friday lies a coded message. The tide inside Ferrari may be shifting, and not in Leclerc's favor. It wasn't the lap time, it wasn't even the P1 on the timing sheet. It was the silence after Hamilton climbed out of the car. Leclerc stood beside his own SF-25, helmet still on, watching the screens. No smile, no nod, just calculation. Because what the cameras didn't show, but the engineers noticed, was that Hamilton's long-run pace on high fuel mirrored Leclerc's race simulations. Same compound, same stint length, but Hamilton's degradation curve, flatter, more controlled. And in Silverstone, tire life is prophecy. Leclerc's strength this season has been Sunday consistency, but this time the margin wasn't there. Hamilton didn't just match him, he mirrored his strength, then added psychological weight, consistency under pressure, in front of his home crowd with Ferrari expecting salvation. When asked post-session if he was happy, Leclerc said, "We still need to improve quali," but what he meant was something else. "I've lost my edge, and I know it." This wasn't rivalry, it was foreshadowing. For the first time since Bahrain, Hamilton's data isn't chasing Leclerc's shadow, it's standing beside it, maybe ahead. And when two alphas share the same garage, even milliseconds become declarations of intent. The question isn't, can Hamilton get his first podium? It's, can Leclerc stop him? To understand the storm building at Silverstone, we need to rewind to Spielberg. Austria wasn't just a P4 for Hamilton, it was the ignition. A psychological spark in a season plagued by adaptation struggles. For the first time, he finished within striking distance of Leclerc, and without the crutches of safety cars or chaos. Pure pace, pure evolution. And Ferrari noticed. Behind closed doors, telemetry analysts flagged one disturbing trend. Hamilton's corner entry consistency had surpassed Leclerc's in medium-speed bends. Traditionally, the Monegasque's territory. That's not adaptation, that's a predator waking up. Now, at Silverstone, those same traits reappeared. In the high-speed transitions where the SF-25 once felt twitchy under him, Hamilton was now slicing through like a knife in rhythm. The Austria data wasn't a one-off, it was a pattern. Leclerc's Austria podium had masked the fact that Hamilton had closed the gap and in some corners outclassed him. Silverstone merely removed the disguise, and with the crowd behind him, the British Lion didn't need DRS, he needed belief. Now he has both. That fourth place wasn't a result, it was a warning shot. And this weekend, it's echoing louder than ever. Silverstone doesn't forgive, and it never forgets. That's why when Hamilton said, "You never know here, the wind, the rain," he wasn't being poetic. He was invoking trauma and weaponizing it. 12 months ago, it was the rain that handed Hamilton his final win in Mercedes colors, beating faster McLarens not by chance, but by instinct. He read the clouds better than any strategist. He danced on inters while others hesitated. That memory isn't nostalgia, it's ammunition. And now, with unsettled forecasts for Sunday, the paddock feels it. If rain returns, Hamilton becomes something else. Not a Ferrari driver, a force. Leclerc, by contrast, has always been precise but never instinctual in chaos. His brilliance is in rhythm, not improvisation. And Ferrari knows that. That's why, quietly, engineers are now recalibrating simulations not around Leclerc's ideal dry lines, but Hamilton's wet history. It's subtle, but it's real. When the skies threaten, experience matters more than raw pace. And in that arena, Hamilton doesn't compete. He dominates. Silverstone in the wet. That's his theatre. If clouds form Sunday, Leclerc's biggest threat won't be McLaren's pace. It'll be the ghost in red, who's already seen this movie and written its ending. While headlines praise Hamilton's pace, the real story hides in the pit wall. Riccardo Adami, once Leclerc's most trusted engineer, has become Hamilton's quiet architect. And this isn't coincidence, it's realignment. Adami was reassigned at the start of the season. At first, the media called it internal restructuring. But now, insiders whisper, it was strategic. Because in the past 3 races, the radio traffic between Adami and Hamilton has grown sharper, more intuitive. The tone isn't experimental, it's intimate, like 2 minds speaking the same technical language. Leclerc, on the other hand, is now working with a newer voice. Talented, yes, but not bonded, not yet. And in Formula 1, that half-second delay in understanding can cost races. Friday in Silverstone, Hamilton's run plan changed mid-session, without panic, without delay. Adami simply said, "Box now, plan Delta Red." Within 2 laps, Hamilton was back out, nailing sector consistency that stunned analysts. Leclerc's run? Delayed. Tires cooled. Flow lost. This isn't about favoritism, it's about focus. Ferrari is beginning to tilt its internal gravity. And when the engineer who once built Leclerc's rise is now scripting Hamilton's resurgence, the message is clear. Legacy is shifting. Quietly, but decisively. For most, a podium is points. For Hamilton at Silverstone, it's something else entirely. Legacy correction. He didn't leave Mercedes to fade. He left to reignite. And doing it in red at home is more than symbolic. It's redemptive. Because behind the calm interviews and diplomatic smiles lies a driver who's heard every whisper. Too old, too late, too political. This podium isn't just a trophy, it's a rebuttal, a war cry, and Ferrari needs it too, badly. Since 2022, no red car has stood tallest at Silverstone, and despite Leclerc's flashes of brilliance, it's Hamilton who holds the keys to this circuit's soul. 9 wins, countless comebacks. No one manipulates this track's emotion like him. The team knows, if there's a place for a Hamilton resurrection, it's here. That's why every adjustment, every tire call, every millimeter of front wing angle this weekend isn't just about race performance, it's about legacy engineering, crafting a moment that will outlive the season. And make no mistake, if Hamilton stands on that podium, in front of that crowd, in Ferrari red, it won't just be history, it will be a shift. A declaration that 2025 belongs to someone no longer chasing greatness, but reclaiming it. What Sunday might reveal, the cameras won't, because this isn't just a race. It's a collision course. Data tells one story, but body language told another on Friday night. Leclerc, usually vocal, walked past reporters, eyes down. Hamilton, calm, poised, like someone who knows what's coming. Inside the Ferrari motorhome, there's tension. Not hostility, something quieter, more dangerous. 2 visions of Ferrari's future now occupy the same space. Leclerc, the heir the team built. Hamilton, the legend they borrowed, who now threatens to become permanent. And the numbers don't lie. High fuel simulations place Hamilton within striking distance of P2 over a full stint, on a track where he traditionally finds a tenth others can't. Add possible rain, and the advantage swings further. He's not the outsider anymore, he's the storm brewing under the surface. But Ferrari won't say it. They'll speak of team effort, of positive signs. Don't believe it. Because when Hamilton said, "I can dream of having a strong weekend," he wasn't dreaming, he was warning them. And if you want to see how far that warning goes, watch Turn 1 on Sunday. If he's ahead of Leclerc by then, the rest of the race won't be a battle, it will be a reckoning. If you believe the truth lives between the radio static, the tyre data, and the silence of the paddock, stay with us.